we would love to see Kid Austin versus Abdullah Mason. How do you feel about that fight, Kid Austin?
It would just go like the sparring session, truthfully. But like I said, I like Abdullah. He's humble. You know, he don't talk trash, and I respect it like that. You know, but he need to stay in his lane until we meet. I'm going my route. He going his route, and I will let him fight. You know, probably this year.
Wasn't Floyd Schofield just talking about how he sees the fight with Abdul Mason Jr. going exactly how the sparring footage was? You guys, whoever dropped that sparring footage between Abdul Mason Jr. and Floyd Schofield yesterday needs to release the last 3 rounds. Why? Because you just had Floyd Schofield and his dad the other day. Shout out to Cigar Talk. They just had an interview on Cigar Talk where they went over this, and Floyd Schofield said that the fight is going to go exactly how the sparring footage went. Now, if you haven't seen the sparring footage, let me show you.
Good. You all right back to back? Waiting on Ali, bro. You hear me, Abdullah? Huh? All right, cool.
Abdullah, make him switch back, Abdullah.
Nice. Good. Nice. Yup, leave it out there like that. Yup. Get that stick out there, champ. There you go. There you go.
Don't wait for the sound go. He just leaning back on that back leg.
Beautiful. That's what they do. Good. Thank you. Ooh.
Work, good. When you throw, you put your combinations together. Head movement. Good. Take away that jab like you do. You got it. Keep fresh. You're tired. You're go get it. Don't overreach it. Raise the chest. Stop aiming for the head.
Come on with your hands up, man. We all break. Y'all do clean breaks. Come on with your hands up.
That ain't no move.
Come on.
You got that on the inside. Switch forward. Every time you go to the end, switch forward.
I'm telling you guys right now, from watching that round, Floyd Schofield obviously is banking in the last 3 rounds.
He told
you 1 round, right? You know, it's crazy. I did 4 rounds with Abdullah because he was first in the ring. And if y'all don't believe me, go ask Bill, whatever. This was at Devin Haney's camp. I did 4 rounds with Abdullah. Then after 4 rounds, I got his brother Abdurraham. We don't even got to talk about him. And then I sparred with, what's that tall black kid that be with Devin? Shamari?
Yeah, Shamari, yeah.
Shamari, yeah, I sparred with him after that, after sparring Abdullah, brother. So they could cap all they want. They got it on video.
I guess in his head and to everybody that he's trying to put out there, he must have dominated those next couple rounds, because in that first round against Abdul Mason, there was no domination at all. Abdul Mason was just a way better fighter than Floyd Schofield. Floyd Schofield in that sparring footage only landed like 2 punches, while Abdul Mason was defensively sound, offensively sound, landing amazing punches. Now, I get it. This is just sparring, and they have their helmets on. And when it comes to the professional bouts and both of them take off their helmet gear, it's going to be a different game. But still, based off of watching that, I'm calling cap on Floyd Schofield, because Abdul Mason absolutely swept the floor with them in that sparring footage, my friends. Now, that's breaking news, because like I said, you have Schofield coming out here and talking crap on Abdul Mason. I want to see those last 3 rounds of the sparring footage, my people. Some insane stuff going down right there with Floyd Schofield and Abdul Mason. Now, if you guys haven't heard, Abdul Mason will be taking on Sam Noakes for the vacant WBO lightweight championship of the world, my friends. You guys remember Keyshawn Davis was supposed to fight in Norfolk, Virginia, along with the Davis brothers. This was supposed to be a Davis show, my friends, in Norfolk, Virginia, their hometown, but Keyshawn Davis was supposed to fight against Edwin De Los Santos. As you guys remember, he missed weight by 4.5 pounds, therefore being stripped of his WBO lightweight title. You know, that was the same night where you had the Davis brothers go and jump Nahir Albright inside the locker room, my people. Wow. Since he got his title stripped, we have a new title fight, and it's going to be taking place between Abdul Mason and your boy Sam Noakes. Now, I know a lot of people haven't heard of Sam Noakes, but he is a 17-0 undefeated fighter from the United Kingdom. This is a fight where Abdul Mason should be able to go in here, get the victory, and now you're going to have 3 world champions in one division that are all insanely good, my people. You got the WBA champion, Gervonta Tank Davis, the WBC champion, Shakur Stevenson, and now you want to make Abdul Mason, the young phenom, a WBO lightweight champion, my people. Dude, this is absolutely breaking news, and that's not it. Not only are they fighting for that title, my friends, but they are also fighting on the same card as David Benavidez and Anthony Yarde. Also, Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin the Dream Haney. Yes, Turkey Al-Sheikh has said it's a triple header. We're getting Brian Norman Jr., Devin Haney, Anthony Yarde, David Benavidez, Abdul Mason, Sam Noakes, all on the same card. Are you kidding me? As you guys heard, David Benavidez is going to be making his Rahida season debut. He's coming from PBC and is going to be taking on Anthony Yarde, my people. This is going to be a fantastic match, as you guys know. And if you guys don't know, Dimitri Bivol was your former WBC light heavyweight champion. You know, he's the undisputed champion. But he had to get rid of the bout because he wasn't able to defend it. Therefore, elevating David Benavidez to your WBC light heavyweight champion. Now, this is going to be his first defense. He's taking on Anthony Yarde, a guy who has already competed for 2 major world titles, my friends, 2 different times. He fought against your boy Sergey Kovalov in 2019. And what happened in that fight?
Huge right hand and another. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. It was the left hand that did it. And the fight, I think, is all over there.
Don't get me wrong. Against Sergey Kovalov, there was times where he was having success, my people. Even against Arthur Beterbiev, there's times where he was having success. He almost knocked Sergey Kovalov out of there, my people. He almost knocked him out, but he couldn't do it. And I believe that's why he ended up gassing out towards the later rounds and ended up suffering that loss to Sergey Kovalov. The same thing happened to Arthur Beterbiev. Check it out.
Anthony Yarde caught Anthony Yarde down. A thunderous punch from Beterbiev. Yarde having to take the count. Can he beat the count?
Arthur Beterbiev was able to finish him in round 8. But Anthony Yarde was having success in the early rounds. Again, he hurt Arthur Beterbiev one time. I think when he hurts his fighters, he gets a little too excited, my people, and he starts to gas out. You know, once it turns into round 8, Anthony Yarde is a completely different fighter. Now, you look at his last fight against Lyndon Arthur, my friends, and Lyndon Arthur went in there and put up a good fight against Anthony Yarde. I know Anthony Yarde was putting him up against the ropes and just absolutely treating him like a heavy bag. But I've seen instances in that fight where Arthur was able to connect with Anthony Yarde. Now, Anthony Yarde is on a 4-fight win streak. His last loss was against Arthur Beterbiev in 2023. But I don't think Arthur or any of these recent fighters that he's fought, even Sergey Kovalov, is on the level of David Benavidez Jr. You know, David Benavidez is coming off that David Morrell win where, honestly, it was an absolutely fantastic performance. You know, David Morrell was hitting him at times, but everybody knows David Morrell is a phenom, being undefeated before he had even went in there against David Benavidez, right? David Benavidez is so goddamn accurate, so goddamn strong. He picks his punches. His head movement is fantastic. His defense is fantastic. There was a lot of times where David Morrell were throwing punches and they were getting caught by the glove of David Benavidez, my people. Anthony Yarde has a chance to go in there and shock the world, man. I believe both fighters have 24 KOs. There's 48 KOs in between them going into this fight. I see David Benavidez absolutely sleeping Anthony Yarde from 6 to round 12, my people. That's going to be my prediction, which is an absolutely breaking news fight that's going to be happening, man.